Good day, this is westernpacificweather.com with a tropical update. It is the 30th of June 2011, 08 Zulu, 4 p.m. Philippines time, or 5 p.m. Japan time. Western Pacific Basin is actually quiet right now. No tropical storms, no cyclones to track. However, the Philippines is experiencing this ITCZ or Intertropical Convergence Zone, especially the southern half. You can see in this IR image. Most of Luzon is actually quiet, just partly to mostly cloudy here, and some showers and isolated thunderstorms. Meanwhile, it is the southern half of the country, Visayas and Mindanao, that is experiencing this widespread rain showers and sometimes heavy there, as we've seen. Unfortunately, yesterday a flash flooding killed at least 25 people near Davao City. Heavy rain from strong thunderstorms there brought huge amounts of rainfall in just 2 hours, overflowing the riverbanks and unfortunately destroying homes, vehicles, and claiming the lives of several people in at least 5 villages, if I remember correctly. Again, you can always have these types of weather in this kind of patterns. The ITCZ very active in the southern half, definitely, and also the daytime heating and the instability in the air really having the capability to spawn that's very strong thunderstorms, sometimes with tornadic activity. And this time it is accompanied, it is heavy rain, no tornadoes, but just very heavy rain that overwhelmed the river, I guess, and the drainage system that's there. And unfortunately it is expected to continue for the next days or so. As for the other parts of Asia here, moving on to East Asia, still have that frontal boundary moving across Yellow Sea and the Sea of Japan, affecting parts of the Korean Peninsula as well as Japan here. See this radar image from South Korea, having that light to moderate rain in the southern half. Also that very heavy rain cluster here, southwestern tip of the peninsula near Mokpo, if I remember it correctly. Also moving east there towards Busan, and Busan also here in Japan, affecting northern Honshu here, with isolated heavy rain. Also pop-up storms throughout the country. As for the tropical cyclone activity, very quiet in Western Pacific, although we are tracking 2 low pressure areas or invests, 94W just east of Palau. Still not a lot of activity, just cluster of thunderstorms still beginning to develop there. 93W here, well northeast of Guam, battling high wind shear there. No, not expecting tropical cyclone there, although indeed a cluster of thunderstorms there being shown on in the IR. Moving on to 94W here in near Palau, showing that that convective activity just beginning to form. Not a whole lot of circulation still being detected by the ASCAT, although computer models again not showing a whole lot there. Wind shear in the Philippine Sea currently favorable, actually 5 to 10 knots. The area near 93W, I'm sorry, not very good, or induce not very good for tropical cyclone formation. Again, in terms of computer models, not showing storms either here. NOGAPS and GFS showing that weak storms forming beginning of July in 3 to 5 days time there, but not showing strong thunderstorms, and we're gonna wait for a few more runs to establish that trend in terms of tropical cyclone genesis. However, the CMC actually showing this storm forming on the 2nd of July, and forming also just east of Palau here, 140 east, becoming a strong tropical storm moving northward again. It's still the first time that I've seen this from the CMC, so still need to establish more confidence on this forecast. And as you can see, it's still a few days away, so low certainty there. As for the ECMWF, the Euro model, is showing that actually hinting on a cyclone forming in 7 to 9 days, on July 9, east of Luzon here. Very weak tropical storm strength, although it has been showing this scenario for about 3 runs now. But as I said, it's still 9 days away, and the outputs by computer models can change, so just stay tuned for that. And this is the Western Pacific we're talking about. It can spawn cyclones in a heartbeat there if it wants to, and it just depends on the weather conditions and the large scale weather patterns there, I believe. Moving on to the other half of the world, the other side here in the Atlantic Basin, having their first tropical storm of the season, Tropical Storm Arlene, forming in the Bay of Campeche around 2 days ago, southern half of Gulf of Mexico. You can see this very strong activity in the IR, and it is a tropical storm with a 60-mile-per-hour winds around 55 knots. The storm is moving westward at 6 miles per hour and is about to make landfall eastern coast of Mexico near Tampico. Hurricane warnings are already up for the coastal areas here. Not very strong in terms of winds. I mean, it's still pretty, can be damaging, but certainly not of those other hurricanes that have made landfall here in the past. Although certainly going to be bringing lots of rain throughout the eastern half, and also here near Mexico City, as it becomes a tropical depression once it makes landfall there today. So we're going to be watching that flash floods and landslides there. This is the forecast there by the release there, and again showing that landfall occurring early today, around Thursday morning local time here in Mexico, and eventually dissipating, becoming a tropical depression, weakening rapidly as it encounters that rough terrain. Although that mountain's certainly going to be spawning some strong thunderstorms as the upward direction of the winds will be bringing that heavy rain still for Mexico City and the surrounding areas here in Mexico. That is the updates for today. WesternPacificWeather.com. Again, comments, you can also email me at philippineweather@yahoo.com. We're gonna be issuing another tropical update in 2 days time. Not a whole lot of activity in Western Pacific, so not making a lot of videos as of right now, but still stay tuned for updates and possible tropical cyclone formation. This is WesternPacificWeather.com again. Bye.